Hey everybody, it is Thursday, May 11th, 2017. Coming to you from my front steps. They're still sort of halfway painted. Our painters didn't come yesterday. Rosie is on the leash there. She was peeking up from behind me a second ago, so we'll see if she'll come back. But the thing that I wanted to say, and I'm going to try to say this on two levels, and we'll get to that in a second, but Timothy Powell, congratulations. You are a graduate. You finished your school last night, and this is the culmination of all those hours and hours and hours of practice, hard work, study, application, all the things that you've done with your classmates and your instructors and your teachers, your professors. And it's just all that hard work that you did is paid off. And you put in the hard work, you put in the hours, you made the sacrifices to get to where you want to go. And now what's next? What comes next for you, Timothy? You have your job lined up, and you have an impact that you're going to make in the profession that you chose because you're passionate about it, and you get to move on to doing something that you love. And I wanted to kind of talk about that. So for you, what's next for you professionally is that you move into a career that you really love, and you can make a difference in the lives of those people that you are serving and the things that you're doing by being the absolute best professional that you can for them. And with those instruments, that's a masterpiece to you that you can really help those folks that you do those things for to really appreciate the things that you do. And what's next is my question that I want to talk about, and I kind of like to talk on two different levels. And for a lot of us, the weight loss has become at first we thought that was the hardest thing that we would ever do, and to some degree it was. It's really difficult. I'm almost at the 50-pound mark. Timothy is over 130, I think. We've got Rob is over 70, I believe, 60 to 70. Melissa's in the 70 range. There's just so many people that have lost a significant amount of weight. Richard Green has lost a significant amount, and there's just so many that are success stories that maybe our old former selves thought that losing that weight would be the most difficult thing that we've ever done. And it was hard. It was hard to get going. But once we found Fitz, once we found her formula in this community, latched onto it and applied it to our lives, it became something that was a part of us. And the thing that I want to talk to you about is what's next. So if we're still here, I'm going to talk about this on two levels. So what's next with your weight loss? Fitz and I talked about this when I had the pleasure of being on the podcast with her. And I want to dive into that a little bit more because we didn't really, we touched on it. But Fitz asked, when I looked at some of the other diets like the cabbage soup diet and the low carb, what comes next after that? Because it's a short-term fix and you're not having those lifelong habits. So I said, that's the thing about all these other quick diets. There is no what's next. And you get to a point where you either get tired of doing the diet or you lose what you want to, and then you move on, and you typically are going to gain that weight back because there is no what's next. And with us, with the exact formula, we've learned habits for life that we can apply to our entire lives. And what's next is we live a life where we make good choices throughout our lives because of what we've learned through the exact formula. But on that other level, I wanted to ask you, what's next for you? We have so many people who are making significant accomplishments or have inside of them the potential to be significant and do those significant accomplishments. And for example, Julie, and you said one time your name is the French pronunciation, and I even butcher the one French phrase I know, so sorry I can't say your last name. But today you shared about your significant accomplishment of going swimming and conquering that fear of swimming, and more specifically of drowning. And you accomplished that. Elise, you're doing fantastic with your blog. You've got so much creativity and excellence in the way that you write, and it's awesome. And Anna, you're an amazing writer. I love reading the things that you write. Stephanie, I'm going to hound you a little bit again, but you've got a great blog in you. You've got such a wonderful story to share, and I can't wait to see the things that you showcase and share for your blog when you get that going. And I'm so thankful to know you for the things that you've helped me with over the last few days. But you've got so much in you that the world is really begging to have. And so many others, Rob, with moving down there to Gainesville to have a new part of your life, and so many of the rest of us, the what's next is there's so much significance inside of you that's waiting to be unleashed. And that's one of the things that I love about being a part of the hottie community is we have the physical changes of our bodies and the losing weight. And if you will commit to that strength training, which please, please, please do that strength training, commit to 66 days with me and the rest of us and do that. But there's so many mental changes that go on, and there's so many changes with your attitude, because you realize that the only barriers that you have for yourself are in your head, and you realize that there's nothing that you can't accomplish if you set your mind to do it. So I want to challenge you to think about what's next. We all have the potential to be people of significance, either in a global scale to do things really big, and some of us are really have the potential to do that, or in the people that you influence. You have the potential to be significant. So think about what's next for you. Look at those chapters where you can see that you can overcome those barriers about your own weight, and you can really do well with your weight loss. Think about what's coming next for you and what you can do to make yourself a better person, to really improve and do the things that you want to do to make yourself the best that you can be. And I'm going to show Rosie a little bit. She's laying down on the steps here, hearing the dogs that are barking next door. 66 days of strength training. You can do it, I promise you. If you're still with us, stay strong. Congratulations, this is awesome. If you haven't done it, join in with us. Strength training is amazing, and Fitz talked about it yesterday, and she challenged you to do it. Be all in. Commit to that 66 days of strength training. A little long here, 6 minutes and 20 seconds, but I want to challenge you. Think about what's next. Congratulations, Timothy. You are successful. You are a graduate. All the hard work has paid off. Congratulations. Y'all go out there, conquer the day. Be all in today and get to work.